058056. 058056. 058056.
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, hi there. I was just curious. So, good job on the anti-Semitism bills that you've been pushing. Have you heard any Elon Musk jokes lately?
Sir, do you have a question?
That was a question. Because I find it ironic that that you'll take all the money from AIPAC, and then you'll take all the money from Musk. But then you can go down. Do you remember the little rant that Musk just went on not too long ago that wrapped the whole thing up with, I'll bet you did not see that coming lately? Have you spoken out about Musk and his view and how that doesn't align
Folks,
with the anti-Semitism?
Calling people a Nazi because you disagree with them is foolish. It's foolish. And it doesn't actually serve a purpose. It doesn't actually serve a purpose. It may make you feel good, but it doesn't actually serve a purpose. All right, next question.
Okay, people. 280072. 280072. 280072. No. No, we didn't have them. 280063. 280063. The rules were you don't yell out. So the person with 280063 can ask the next question. No.
How about we pull another number?
280040. 280040.
Okay, we have someone
We have it in the back.
in the back.
Teresa, we have it in the back.
Okay. I have all the tickets. They're all here.
Ma'am, I'm right here. Great. Well, we didn't know. No problem. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
I have the numbers, so.
Hello? Hi.
Congressman, we're in the far right corner.
Okay.
Hi, Congressman. I just want to make clear that I stress that I'm an independent in the suburbs. So since you keep saying back and forth the prior administration here and there, I just want you to know I'm an independent. So I don't care if the person is green, yellow, Republican, Democrat, long as they policy fit what's good for my family. So now let me get into why my family's hurt right now. So I come from a background of all law enforcement, including myself. All right, so I have several family members that also work for the FBI. They're in Washington. They're under attack. All right, so I just want to know why I never hear you speak out in defense of the FBI and all the other federal law enforcement, because these guys right now, for the work that they do, they have to be quiet, they don't want to be targeted, and they need someone to speak up for them, because they're looking like they're the bad guy. They're looking like they're the problem. So I never hear you really say that what's happening to all the law enforcement agencies, as well as some of the federal agencies, somebody just speak up for them. And that's what I want to know.
So, appreciate your question. I have always been very loud and clear about my support for law enforcement across every entity within law enforcement, including the FBI. I spoke out against what happened on January 6th. I spoke out against the pardons of those who attacked law enforcement on January 6th. They should not have been pardoned. I said that very clearly. Within any entity, on all sides, everybody can always find an example of something they disagree with, or some decision that was made, or try to associate the actions of one individual in a broad brush. I think the men and women of the FBI and the Department of Justice do a phenomenal job keeping our country safe, keeping our communities safe, and upholding the law. There are always going to be instances where people can disagree, people of good faith and goodwill can disagree on a decision or a outcome of a case. But the fact is, and I know many FBI agents, many of whom live in our community, many of whom have served for decades. In the aftermath of 9/11, it was the FBI that really took on the cause of protecting our country. And they did a phenomenal job, and all of us know that. And so, look, there are obviously changes that are being made in the Department of Justice, in the FBI, ATF, DEA, and I fundamentally believe within any entity, any government entity, reform in and of itself is not a bad thing. The reality is you should always be trying to improve processes. You should always be trying to right wrongs or correct things that may not have gone well, or decisions that were made that did not go well. I think in this country today, there is a strong feeling, and both sides have it. Both sides accuse the other side of weaponization. Both sides accuse the other side of using power to go after political opponents. I fundamentally believe all of us, as Americans, none of us should want that at any time, in any department, in any agency, because all it does is undermine our faith and confidence in our government and our system. And so I always defend law enforcement. That doesn't mean that I won't point out when there is a criticism to be had, or point out where a mistake was made. But the men and women, by and large, across this country, whether it's the FBI, whether it is our local law enforcement, the NYPD, the Sheriff's Department, our town municipal police departments, they do a phenomenal job and they deserve our thanks. And they're here tonight to keep everybody safe, and I appreciate them doing so.